brilliance derive. Bump them other guys. Spaced in NC, that's where the hunger lies. Probably wonder why I separate what others try. The crowd magnetized from the voices amplified. Broadcasted live straight from the 919. Pull a dime, man, to find one. I'm gonna take you to another plane. Rappers needing Dr. Dre, but you're in need of Dr. Strange. My time loop is infinite when I implement, and I can break it down, but it's intricate. You're a subordinate, meaning insignificant. Stage your coordinates, I'll bomb you to oblivion. I'll bring it back like replays. I cuts from DJs, a pre-owned second-hand goods off of eBay. A phone card you prepay, and they don't work right. Birds put them in the dirt, hurt from the first strike. Yo, I'm talking Raleigh to Durham, Goldsboro, Chapel Hill, Clayton, Fuquay, Wake Forest, Holly Springs, order. Hey, yo, live from the 919, one mic, one line, one time, man, we all gon' shine. Hey, yo, live from the 919, one mic, one line, one time, man, we all gon' shine.
I spit it so easily. You can snitch if you want, that's on y'all, Duke. I'm getting mine legally. Enough hustle to sell Kurt, blow the Russell. Brothers run, could squeeze anacondas with the muscle. I hear niggas letting the track simmer. Better call the fire marshal back when bats enter. That simple. If it's on, my home gon' rush in it. My niggas' arms bust like bumps with pus in it. I keep a sweet 16 like March Madness. My hood, they might shoot ball or shoot ratchets. Full court pressing, looking for the fast break. Thinking a charge gonna stop me is a bad mistake. A lot of acting foul, not my style. Mind beyond the clouds, blazing so you can hear me loud. With Dub on the track, I guarantee the spaz. I'm unstoppable like Denzel on the track.
Hey, yo, live from the 919, one mic, one line, one time, man, we all gon' shine. Hey, yo, live from the 919, one mic, one line, one time, man, we all gon' shine.
We were raised to risk our lives just to make a killing. Not realizing it takes time to make a living. The heroes turned to tryhards, we end up riding with the villains. Hard top alert, I went translucent ceiling, chillin'. Sitting on $500 million. If I had $1 for mother fathers that's in their feelings, but why even bother? Me and my scholars continue building like slave labor. Say neighbor, top of the morning, middle finger naysayers, hate haters, talk of the forum, race baiters, news fakers, socializing for us. It's alright, not the right. We only like to be the chorus in this upside down world. Guess who's beating the tortoise? Get at me, gorgeous. I'm the king of my fortress. Watch me peak the performance when I'm speaking in portraits, painting pictures of the audience. Keep the coordinates in accordance with any ordinance. My third eye is enormous. Hey, yo, live from the 919, one mic, one line, one time, man, we all gon' shine. Hey, yo, live from the 919, one mic, one line, one time, man, we all gon' shine.
Trying to come, nigga. Yo, people always come and go. I can't even trust these hoes. I can't even trust these niggas either, so don't call me bro. I'm just focused on this dough. Focus, try and get some more. Good when you got bread, but it get ugly when a nigga broke. I'm just trying to find my way. Get the fuck up out my way. You ain't talking money, talking cash. Fuck up out my face. City turning up, shit be real. You can see the rate. Lyman had told me just stay real, cause he can see the hate. Hold up, nigga, slow down. Fuck it, it depends now. If I'ma get this money, you'll complain about these bands now. A nigga understand now, it's time to be a man now. Get a legal job and quit fucking with them bands now.
One time for this money we gain. 2 times for these haters, sucker, stay in your lane. 3 times for the stress that goes off of my brain. Stacking paper on the daily, it's an everyday thing. 1 time for this money we gain. 2 times for these haters, sucker, stay in your lane. 3 times for the stress that goes off of my brain. Stacking paper on the daily, it's an everyday. First day, I woke up early to the chirping of the birdies. Don't know what the time brings, the outcome is uncertain. I know it's of the essence, I can feel it every second. Push limits to the basis, otherwise potential wasted. My creative oasis might make a case for greatness. Outside my neighborhood, I'm that tree up in the woods. Do I make a sound in this barren wasteland we work? They stab you in the back to rep the state first. I'm like, get it how you get it. If the method's evil, only lonely at the top, homie. If you forget your people, they changing like the tides and hitchhike for the rides. Just as amongst kings, it's an everyday thing. 1 time for this money we gain. 2 times for these haters, sucker, stay in your lane. 3 times for the stress stress echoes off of my brain. Stacking paper on the daily, it's an everyday thing. 1 time for this money we gain. 2 times for these haters, sucker, stay in your lane. 3 times for the stress echoes off of my brain. Stacking paper on the daily, it's an everyday. Hold up, they never know us. The flavor's always robust. Competition never showed up, yo, they forfeit. Fraudulently flaking, significant mistaken. Moves these haters making as important. I was on that 440, told shorty arrived shortly. Surprise me, she showing that thigh meat. And I be in the zone like when we all alone, right? Netflix and chill, get it, hit it. But then I'm dipping for the end credits, forget it. I'm in my city with the pool like leverage, effort. Grab a leaf and a brew while I cruise the avenue. Pondering these money moves like a checkmate for the crew. 1 time for this money we gain. 2 times for these haters, suckers, stay in your lane. 3 times for the stress echoes off of my brain. Stacking paper on the daily, it's an everyday thing. 1 time for this money we gain. 2 times for these haters, suckers, stay in your lane. 3 times for the stress echoes off of my brain. Stacking paper on the daily, it's an everyday thing.
$100 in the duffel. Got it off a block cause a nigga struggle. Moving that way, bobo flex some muscle. Get it poppin' every day, all my niggas hustle. 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 Posted in the kitchen, whipping up a chicken. Think about them days, about the better living. Not to put myself in a good position. Nigga played with my moolah and wind up missing. Man, my whip game is foreign. Polo Ralph Lauren. This rap game I'm scoring. You bitch ass niggas is snoring. About to kick your door in. Ready for the warring. Leave you face down on the flooring. I be whipping through zone 6 when I be pushing that exotic. Ain't no niggas fucking with my niggas cause we got it. Get it out the mud cause we got that good product. Judge in my right hand, don't make a nigga pop it. We get it poppin', any means. Malcolm X about the cream. 45 with the beam. Shoot him in the sleep, that's a wet dream. I'm getting richer, see the picture. Try to run off, my shooter's gonna hit ya. $100 in the duffel. Got it off a block cause a nigga struggle. Moving that way, bubble flex some muscle. Get it poppin' every day, all my niggas hustle. All my niggas hustle. All my niggas hustle. All my niggas hustle. Check it. All my niggas hustle.
I keep the grind like it's my time. Reap what's mine and redefine. Hustle speed like feet to fire. City live is the empire. Say what? And I be kinda feeling it. Say what? Yeah, I'm young, black and killing it. We cast it out, we reel it in. Known throughout as realest men. Know some more, please fill us in. They compete, we still gon' win. You catch a drip, blows out that split. Amateurs ain't got that gift. Scrambling, cause here comes rent. Man, y'all suckers trip. I be on it, you be broken. Catchin' poppin', I be profin'. I be chillin', you be smoking. All your product chasing, go swing. I break you down like elbows. Flash you once, get knocked, you see me rockin' shell toes.
$100 in the duffel. Got it off a block cause a nigga struggle. Moving that way, bobo flex some muscle. Get it poppin' every day, all my niggas hustle. All my niggas hustle. All my niggas hustle. All my niggas hustle. All my niggas hustle.
and it's like that. You know it's like that, and it's like that. You know it's like that, and it's like that. You know it's like that, and it's like that. But check it. I get it cracking, dog. Like I'm 8 feet tall, playing basketball, blasting y'all past the wall. The point of no return. Whatever hell you're burning, that's none of my concern. You're speaking out of turn, like when will you ever learn? My whole gang of star, a moment of truth was hard to earn. The daily operation lays the foundation that's based in another dub sound creation. I'm shaping and molding and folding around them. Suckers can't keep up, so they throw the towel in. And I'm like, where is the talent? The way we eat MCs, our stomach never growling. Yeah, and plus the lives stay lava. Venom sharp darts reminiscent of the Shaolin. And the blocks stay hotter. A game of survivor is the winners getting smarter, and it's like that. You know it's like that. I speak the truth of independence, and I write that. I said it's like that. You know it's like that. They held us down way too long, so we fight back. I said it's like that. You know it's like that. City live, get it poppin' where the mic's at. I said it's like that. You know it's like that. Ha, we came smooth on the hype track.
Mellow, and it's just like that. Ghetto youths, we must fight back. The system try to take what we got, and that is we black freedom. Use that stuff. Never let them take you away. Family to feed the kids need food every day. Many obstacles is always in the way. Couldn't demolish my plans, no not today. The father guide every day. I know to myself they want us to go astray, but we no idiot like what island people would say. Malcolm X and Martin Luther don't pave the way. Get a youth, well you must know history. Them Babylon want to erase it from where. Them charge we and lock we up in penitentiary. When our black people just want to be free.
And it's like that. You know it's like that. I speak the truth of independence, and I write that. I said it's like that. You know it's like that. They held us down way too long, so we fight back. I said it's like that. You know it's like that. City live, get it poppin' where the mic's at. I said it's like that. You know it's like that. Ha, we came smooth on the hype track.
And there we are, coming to you live on a Thursday.
Imagine that.
It is the Effin' Podcast, and it is just us in the building. I am your host, B.D.U.B.
And it is I, Budha.
Yes, and we made it to the Thursday podcast, and it's been a pretty eventful week. There's been a lot going on, a lot of great things. A lot of negative things and a lot of negative things that could be great things, and it's been a whole lot of stuff. So how's your week been going, Budha?
Mine is actually, like you said, it's been quite eventful, man. You know,
Okay.
got all these sports going on with the kids now.
Oh, snap. Okay, so sports with your kids. It's baseball, right?
Yes, baseball, and the other one has basketball. He's already starting practice for his AAU season.
Okay, now who's playing basketball? Is it the oldest, the middle?
Youngest.
The youngest.
Yes.
Okay. So, what position? Is it positionless basketball?
It's basically positionless, but he's a guard. He handles the ball.
Okay, so it's like Golden State.
Correct.
Okay, cool.
You know,
So
the tallest one, you know, they'll put him in the middle, but he's not the
he's not the center.
Yeah, he's not the aggressive one. Like, he's not the one that comes down.
So
with the
he's
rebound.
like Anthony Davis. I got
Yeah,
you.
he's just out there to, you know, confuse them.
Cool.
he's running interference.
Yeah. So, as you can see, it's just going to be us two for this show. Branson and Kelli Jo do not do weekdays. So, we're going to give out our normal shout-outs, how we started off. We're going to give our shout-outs to 8th and Fancy for all of your adult snacks and beverages. Make sure you holler at her through Facebook or the website, 8th and Fancy. Is it A&D Fancy, or is it the ampersand sign?
It's A&D.
Okay, so it's going to be 8th, the number 8, THANDFANCY.com. 8th and Fancy. And we're also going to give a second shout out to Dank Drinks.
Yes, sir.
Feel free, Dank Drinks, if you're reading this, to give us a couple more samples to promote.
We're waiting for our supply to re-up.
Yeah, we need a re-up on the supplies.
Hint.
Yeah, and if there are any new flavors, preferably mixed with grape, make sure you get those to me as well. We can do a taste test and review for Dank Drinks. That'll be
great.
That'll be awesome. Now, do we give out anybody else shout outs besides 8th and Fancy and Dank Drinks? I feel like I'm so used to Branson. I'm so used to Branson doing all the intro shit.
Yeah, of course, but not on a regular basis. You know, those are our most loyal and,
Yeah. Okay. All right, so we're going to start the show on a little bit of a somber note. I say a little bit because, we're going to start off with a rest in peace to Harry Belafonte.
Yes, the icon.
Yes, he died from, I believe it was congestive heart failure at the ripe old age of, was it 96?
He lived a very good life.
Yes, so he had the pleasure of living a very long life. Actor, singer, activist, popularizing calypso music in the 1950s. Some of his movies include, I believe it was like Carmen Jones, 1954, Island in the Sun. I'm going to read some of the... he was in Uptown Saturday Night. I know I've seen that a few times with Sidney Poitier and Bill Cosby. Odds Against Tomorrow. And his final screen appearance was in Spike Lee's Black Klansman in 2018. In addition to that, Belafonte was a mentoree to Paul Robeson. He was mentored by Paul Robeson and was also a close confidant of Martin Luther King Jr. during the civil rights movement of the 50s and 60s, and was a vocal critic against George W. Bush and the Trump administration. So he spoke up for the people. And finally, he was one of the few people to do the EGOT thing where he got Grammy, an Emmy, a Tony, and an Oscar. So he's one of those few to collect all the prestigious awards for performance. So rest in peace to Harry Belafonte, a true legend. Also, we are going to take time to give another rest in peace shout out to Jerry Springer, who passed away in Chicago after a brief bout with pancreatic cancer. So rest in peace, Jerry Springer. I'm sure everybody is familiar with Jerry Springer. We grew up on him in the 90s. Me personally, I remember watching Jerry in high school from 95 to 99. Those were my years in high school. Yeah, so I'm telling my age. But Springer used to come on in the daytime when we were at school, but they would always show a replay at 11 p.m. late night. So that's when I would catch it.
Man, that shit would come on all day for the most part.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as it came on later. Now, I specifically remember in like 97 and 98 staying up till 11 p.m. to watch it because that was the time I caught it. I don't remember it playing any other day except in the daytime, but I liked the show when it first came on. I thoroughly enjoyed the Jerry Springer show.
But it was wild.
Wild. It was unique. It set the tone for Maury. But I do think in the 2000s, I lost interest in the show because it jumped the shark. It was just too excessive. Like, I think the show had a downturn when they changed the set. When it went from a normal talk show set and then they started putting that trashy stuff in the background. Yeah. That's when I lost interest in the show because it just got too over the top and too silly. Yeah,
exactly.
So I lost interest, but to my surprise, the show ran all the way till 2018. I did not know it ran till 2018. So Jerry stopped.
Fresh?
Yeah, new episodes. Jerry did the show from like the mid 90s all the way up to 2018.
That's very impressive.
Yeah. A lot of us didn't even know Jerry Springer was on that long. We probably stopped. I think a majority of us. Yeah. I can safely say a majority of us stopped caring after like 2010. If you were watching Jerry Springer after 2010, it's because you didn't have cable or it was the only channel available.
The only thing that was on.
But besides that, before he was a talk show host, Jerry Springer was also the mayor of Cincinnati, so he did have a political career. And I believe he had to leave office for some crazy reason. I should probably pull it up and tell you, but y'all can do that. So
research, y'all do the math.
Now, one thing I will say that I have been noticing is there have been a lot of people on Facebook timelines and social media, especially today, damn near breaking down in tears over Jerry Springer, and a lot of people not giving proper due to Harry Belafonte. It's kind of crazy. And then I saw the excuses some people were stating is that they grew up with Jerry, but they didn't grow up with Harry Belafonte and watching them. And it's just weird that a person would be that dismissive, because this is a guy that was right there with MLK. So this isn't just some actor from the 50s and 60s. And nor do I expect people my age to know every single movie or every single thing he's done.
Yeah, not every single detail.
But it did kind of shock me at the lack of knowledge people had just in general towards Harry Belafonte when...
But it's not even...
Yeah.
I can't even say it's just like Harry Belafonte or Jerry. It's just Jerry was more known to them.
I mean...
So it's like, it's a whole...
It's just weird because they didn't know anything about Harry Belafonte. That was the part that bothered me, because I don't know a great deal about Harry Belafonte. I mean, I knew he was an activist. I knew he did D.U.B, and I knew he did movies. Yeah, because everybody knows that song. It's only they do it in the NBA.
Of course.
So, I mean, you're familiar with his music. I can't sit here and say I've seen Carmen Jones, but I'm not the biggest fan of like Harry Belafonte movies. I don't know. I haven't seen all of his movies. I've seen maybe 2 or 3 of them, but I knew who he was and what he did. I didn't know every single achievement, but I knew of what he did. And that kind of weirded me out that people my age, people in their 40s weren't familiar at all with Harry Belafonte. That kind of disturbed me. We live in a time with Google. Like, again, I'm not expecting everybody to know.
Think about the internet and what a lot of people post about in general.
Yeah, I know.
Like, just in general.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get it. It just kind of weirded me out because besides, like I said, being an entertainer, he was a civil rights activist. It's like, Malcolm X, MLK, Jesse Jackson, Stokely Carmichael. I mean, Harry Belafonte is right there with all those people.
Right there with him.
So that's why it kind of weirded me out that black people my age weren't at least familiar with some of the work he did and why he was relevant to us. So that kind of bothered me a little bit. But, hey, you can't tell people what to value,
Exactly.
But there is one death that was not sad this week that happened today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I want to send a special rest in piss to Carol Bryant.
Strong urine.
Yes. And for those that don't know, she is the woman that falsely accused Emmett Till of whistling at her and was the one that basically got him set up to be killed back in the 50s.
Cut short.
Yeah. And a lot of people were surprised she lived as long as she lived.
Evading, and not even evading.
Yeah.
Just not even having to worry about police.
Yeah. There was an arrest warrant that was given for her that the police just never bothered to serve her. And she basically lived out her life. She died from cancer today at the age of, was it 88? It doesn't matter. But the point is, I know people are like, I saw some posts like, this isn't justice, and it's not justice at all. She should have faced some sort of justice. Death, at 88 is not justice at all.
You done lived your life, for real.
And that's 75 years longer than what Emmett Till got. So understand there has been no justice at all. There will be no justice because she's dead. There's really nothing we can do now except maybe give her a postpartum, I guess, conviction, which what the fuck does that mean at this point, So she gets away scot-free. She dies of cancer.
What is it when they give them, they clear their record after that?
Like expunged. Yeah, the exact opposite of whatever expunged is. She gets convicted, of being a Karen, a 1950s Karen. That's how dangerous the 50s were. Yeah. Now they'll call the police, the Karens. Then they just get you killed by their husbands.
They call their brothers.
Yeah. So
their brother husband.
I think the smartest thing for the family to do is to never reveal the location of her gravesite, because you already see in Mississippi, they tear up that Emmett Till Memorial every year. Best believe niggas is going, we got to get that grave.
Oh, they're going to be pissing all over.
Yeah. So as I was mentioning earlier on Facebook, I want to put together a Million Pissy March where all the black men, we get together and we just march to Carolyn Bryant's grave, and we just all in unison pee on it.
A piss party.
Yeah, a piss party. And we got to do it off of cheap alcohol. We don't want to use mid or high level liquor in our urine. We want that bottom of the barrel Steel Reserve 211.
Oh, that 211.
And I don't even want the gray label. I want the black label. Yeah, we want that extra pissy. So we all just in unison pee on her grave. That with cheap malt liquor in our systems. It's not acceptable justice, but it's the closest thing we can get.
You want to know what I've learned since we started this show?
Yes.
That might actually be a kink of hers, so she might like that.
Yeah. And then we all pee on the ground. That's like a million niggas peeing. It's going to soak through the ground, and then it's going to eventually get on her coffin and drip on her cadaver, and then she'll be a pissy corpse.
But she might like that. Might have been one of her things.
Yeah, and then when archaeologists dig her up in like millions of years, she'll be preserved in a coffin of urine.
That's everybody's DNA if they do.
No, everybody isn't preserved in urine.
I'm just saying.
Her skin is going to have protein.
There's something wrong with
Well, anyway, we want to send that special rest in piss to the memory of Carolyn Bryant.
Piss.
It also reminds me why people create the concept of hell, because y'all didn't do shit to her when she was alive. So now we just have this thought of maybe she's burning an eternal flame.
And if you think about it,
what?
Do you really think she? You know what I mean? Like the way people present things. You don't think she gave herself over and wanted to be born again and forgive me my sins, and they opened the door for her up there? You know what I mean?
Well, she is a white woman, so even God will give her a break.
You see what I'm saying?
Like, she's crying. Let her in the gates. I don't like white women tears.
I really want to view this, like she escaped. She escaped.
She escaped. Yeah, she's a convict, and now she gets to trade war stories with Hitler.
Basically.
It's jacked up, but hey, she got away with it, and I'm kind of pissed off at that.
Wow, yeah.
Who said this? The effing pot. Budha needs to speak up. Hold on. No, you don't. I just turned Buddha's mic up so he doesn't have to speak up.
Hopefully I sound better now.
He's like E40. He didn't speak up. You need to listen up.
I mean, turn your ears up.
Yeah. But anyway, besides pissy preserved Carolyn Bryant cadaver, we want to move on to lighter fare, namely the NBA playoffs.
Hey!
I'm going to say this about the NBA playoffs. Now, 2 weeks ago when I was doing this show and I told Branson I was not excited about the first round. The only thing I was looking forward to were the Lakers and the Grizzlies first round, and that was it. And I'll admit, and I'm glad to admit, I was wrong. There were only 2 series we didn't give a shit about, and one of them involved your team, Budha, with the New Jersey Nets
that's
playing the...
that's fine.
Yeah, it was bad, but hey, your team is further than my team. At least your team is in the playoffs. Our team...
We shouldn't even went, but it's all good.
You shouldn't have, but you got in there, and that's more than what my Wizards got.
And I'm not even mad we went, because I know they wanted them extra checks, so Big ups to my Nets.
Mm-hmm. If the playoffs were dating, the Wizards would be in the friend zone right now, the way we feeling. But at least the Nets were there, and that's the most important part.
Yeah, I guess.
Now, tonight, there was only one game for the playoffs, and it's the one game I don't personally give a shit about, and that is the Boston Atlanta game. And it's weird because you watch it knowing no matter what happens, Boston is going to win. Trae Young can have the game of his life, and it's still the Atlanta Hawks, and they're still going to lose. And I'm still checking the score right now to see if the game is going on. And it is the only game. Let me see.
Last time I remember it was tied up.
Okay, Boston is up at 124 to 116 with a minute 31 left. So. Yeah, it's game, and the Celtics lead the series 3-2. So it looks like they're probably going to win it with a 4-2 and 6. So that's kind of what I expected. Now the one I did not expect was my Milwaukee and Miami. Now that was a series.
Well, that's once Giannis got hurt. That was a whole different ball game.
And no, Jimmy Butler was Jordan-esque in 2 games. A legend in 2 games, but he's not Pee Wee Kirkland. And, that game was awesome. He got off, him and Bam. They're going to be playing the Knicks. The Knicks series was shit.
Shout out to Bam Adebayo.
Yeah, shout out to Bam Adebayo. He looks like a warped version of Dwight Howard. It's like somebody put Dwight Howard in the sun too long.
They just strong, man. Like they
and melted. He melted and got warped like a vinyl record, and then he turned into Bam Adebayo.
They strong. Man.
Yeah,
boy, strong.
But that Cleveland-New York series was terrible basketball. I know the Knicks fans don't care. They're just happy to see the Knicks. They don't get
everything. They're in the playoffs. They advance.
And see, they're playing against Miami, and it's weird because now that Miami beat the Bucks, I don't know how far they could go. I could see them possibly carrying it to the conference finals. I could see them with the momentum they're carrying. I could see them winning the East, and I know I'm speaking.
It's playoff basketball. You know, it's wide. Anything can happen. It's wide open.
But yeah, so Philly and I'm pretty sure Boston are going to be meeting in the East in the second round. That Philly was the only sweep in the East. I did not know that. So Philly and Boston. I don't know who's going to win. I would love to say on paper Philly's going to do it, but Philly has Doc Rivers as a coach, and it's just something about
Doc Rivers.
I'm Doc Rivers.
Don't you be talking about Doc Rivers like that.
I need a drink anytime I do that. I'm Doc Rivers. You got to get the ball in. You got to choke in the fourth, James. You got to choke.
I'm not rooting for the Sixers. I can't, man. They got James Harden.
It's your brother's team.
I'm not even mad at that. Like, I'm a Joel Embiid fan, though. You remember he's rock chalk all day.
Yeah.
But while you got James Harden, I can't root for them, yo. I can't.
I'm not a James Harden fan. I'm not a fan of his game. All that jumping on people and doing all that slick shit. I'm not a fan of that at all.
That style of, even when he was in Brooklyn, it was like,
Yeah, I've never been like a huge. Ever since he left Houston, even at Houston, I wasn't a fan of his game. I just didn't like his defense, and I didn't like all that little jumping into people and stuff. The flopping, and it was just too excessive. He's doing too much. He needs to sit down.
That's part of the game that they tried to change and they didn't, or they're trying to change it back. So that's a good thing, yo, because that's just terrible.
Okay, but more importantly, we got to focus on the West Coast now. Again, the Lakers Grizzlies series. I think the Lakers are going to end that tomorrow.
They might.
Yeah,
I'm not holding my breath because you don't know which Memphis is going to show up.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Like you just,
but also LeBron was tired that yesterday when they played. He was out of steam.
What you expect?
I mean, yeah, he's old, so I mean, I'm not like disappointed or anything. It is what it is, but he was playing. You could tell he played tired. Now, Phoenix and the Clippers. That'll
be interesting.
No. That already happened. And Phoenix sweep. Oh, gentleman sweep.
Oh, that was a gentleman sweep.
Yeah.
Who do they play next? Oh, they're waiting to see who they play next.
No, they play Denver. Denver and Minnesota. Remember, Denver won last night.
Yeah, they did.
And your boy Anthony Edwards caught a third, a third-degree assault charge for.
That is so. That's just trash, man.
It's super trash. So basically,
that shit is so terrible.
Yeah, for those that don't know, Anthony Edwards of the Minnesota Timberwolves
stuck her foot out.
Caught. Yeah, he caught a third-degree assault charge last night after the game. Denver beat Minnesota. On the way back to the locker room after the game was over, Anthony Edwards was frustrated and angry. He picked up a chair and it looked like he was about to throw it in frustration, but then he put it down. And I guess when he was in the process of putting it down, it tapped a woman on the back of her head and hit another woman on her foot. And that was enough to garner third-degree assault charges against Anthony Edwards, and the Minnesota Timberwolves are investigating the alleged incident. So I saw it on video. It's pure bullshit. It's a money grab. Sure. Sometimes, not saying what he did was right, but I understand in the heat of the moment that frustration.
He was just frustrated.
Yeah. So it was bullshit, but, I forgive Anthony Edwards because he's got to play next to that old soft-ass cat. Cat is like Steph Curry in a 7-footer's body. He doesn't want to be a big man. He wants to step at the three-point line and be Klay Thompson. So that's why I don't think Minnesota's going to have a lot of great future until they get rid of him or trade him for somebody more relevant.
That's what the game is turning into, though, man. Nobody wants to, as they say, we go down there and bang it out in the paint anymore.
Exactly. Everybody wants to be finesse. Okay, besides that, I really enjoyed the Golden State-Sacramento series. They've been going back and forth. I could easily see that going to 7 games. But ultimately, I do see Golden State winning that.
Who got hurt? Did somebody was Malik hurt, or did he come right back?
Yeah, I couldn't even tell you. I didn't watch the whole thing last night. Now, I am rooting for the Lakers to beat the Grizzlies. I like the Grizzlies. I just think they are just too cocky and arrogant for a group that hasn't done a damn thing. And I was with them up until before the playoffs started when they said, we want LeBron and the Lakers, and they was talking cash shit. And that's when I said, okay, I can't roll with y'all doing that.
I mean,
and I'm not even a huge LeBron fan, but I'm just like, I
am a LeBron fan, but at the same time, I'm just like,
that's too much.
They got to show up and prove. Yeah, they still got to show and prove. But if you can pull this off, that's when you should be talking. But you shouldn't be talking anyway because you've done nothing. Mm-hmm. You've done nothing.
Yeah. So I was a little bit disappointed in the way they were talking in regards to LeBron and them. So I'm kind of rooting against the Grizzlies. I wouldn't be mad if somehow the Grizzlies win.
I think you're just rooting against Dylan.
Yeah. Dylan Bussy Brooks. It's not that I have a problem with. It's just, bruh, you got a whole ass nigga at home in a dress.
Hey man, he likes what he likes.
I mean, and to each his own. That's the reason D Wade can't stay in Florida.
Like I said, you remember NMK.
Yeah. NMK. That's definitely not my kink. So, yeah, hey, if that should get down, that should get down. But, I don't hate Dylan Brooks. I just think it's the same thing. He talks too much shit and ain't bagging it up.
He hasn't done anything to be talking.
And then he going to slap LeBron in the nuts after talking all that shit. I don't like that. I don't like the way he plays.
When did this start, yo? Like, when did all this nut slapping start on the dribble?
I think it was James Harden. I think James Harden started every nasty flop and dirty, cheap trick and move since John Stockton and Chris Paul. But that's just I'm waiting on the semifinals. I'm curious to see who's going to win in Denver, Phoenix, because I see flaws in both teams, and I can see it going either way.
Denver's going to be ball. Don't sleep on Jamal Murray.
I know Jamal Murray's doing it, but
do not sleep on Jamal.
There's KD and Devin Booker and KD.
Joker, but don't sleep on Jamal.
Devin Booker and KD, and then you got Ayton as a center who is iffy at times. But you know,
Joker's going to work that boy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Joker's the better player.
Joker's going to work that boy.
Joker's the better player. But I mean, I didn't watch any Denver Minnesota games. The series, I didn't care about that series at all. I figured Denver. I was surprised Minnesota got one anyway. But
I did want to see some Anthony Edwards dunks though.
So I'm pretty sure.
Is that where? Didn't he steal one of his teammates?
Who?
Rudy Gobert, didn't he punch one of his teammates? Was that during the playoffs?
Yeah, that was Minnesota, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's one.
Yeah, that was wasn't it Kyle Anderson?
Oh, he's soft too, though.
Yeah, and Kyle Anderson didn't he go to the Chinese Basketball Association after that? I don't know. Hey, but so the winner of Sacramento and Golden State is going to see the winner of Memphis and LA. So right now I'm thinking it's going to be Golden State and LA. So Warriors versus Lakers, and I think the Warriors are going to whoop their ass.
I think I'm just under the elk of. I guess I'm just ready to see somebody new.
Yeah. Hey,
that's just me. I think. Though.
Well, if the Kings do it, then it'll be the Kings and the Lakers, which is to me a much more exciting series. But I just don't know. I don't know about the Lakers. The Lakers are a big what if because
that's my point.
Yeah,
it gets hurt
because they are a championship team when they are on point. But it's just if they show up to play or not, and if AD don't shatter like fucking.
That's both of them though.
Yeah.
Which version are you going to get?
Yeah. So I'm curious to see how that is. Now, New York and Miami is going to be. I hope that's going to be like the old days, like them PJ.
Oh, and
Alonzo Mourning, Allen Houston. Who else was on that team? There was Allen Houston. There was
Chris Childs.
Wasn't Larry Johnson?
Yeah, LJ.
Yeah, LJ. Chris Childs stealing off on Kobe. So I hope it goes back to those days. PJ Brown.
Glenn Rice?
Yeah, Glenn. No, the Heat didn't have Glenn Rice then.
Or was that Brian Shaw they had then?
No, the Heat had Glenn Rice, but I think he was in the Hornets when that.
Who was their shooter then? Or was it Steve Smith?
Steve Smith was on the Heat, but he also played for the Hawks.
Jesus Christ,
so now I can tell you that Heat team had Tim Hardaway, Alonzo Mourning, P.J. Brown. I forgot who was the shooting guard. Wasn't it Vashawn Leonard? Yeah, Vashawn Leonard, and I forgot who
Vashawn Leonard or some shit.
Yeah, and I forgot who the small forward was. I can't remember who was on that team, but New York had Allen Houston because I remember that. I don't know if Patrick was a part of that series, but later on he had already retired. Anthony Mason. I remember Charles Smith.
Was Charles Oakley still there too?
Oak might have been there, or he might have gone to Toronto by then. I'm trying to think about who else was on those teams. What? Starks had already been gone. Damn, I don't want to have to Google this because I should be a big enough basketball fan to know who was on that Knicks team. Wasn't Derek Harper?
I just hate showing my age right now because I'm throwing out names.
I don't care.
They used to play for them. Nah, not during that play. Shit.
Well, anyway.
I guess that's why I could never be an actual analyst.
Yep.
Nah, Budha, that's not right. That's not right.
Yeah. Now, the Philly-Boston, I think Philly's ultimately going to win. Unless Tatum is in. No, Jaylen Brown is the X factor.
Philly wins as if Joel Embiid is not hurt.
Yeah.
Personally,
but Embiid
falls on Joel.
Yeah. I mean, he's been solid this year. He hasn't been that injured, other than his normal shit. But ultimately, it's an exciting NBA playoffs. The ratings actually reflect it. They said the ratings have been tremendous this NBA playoffs, so I'm not alone in thinking that. Yay. Okay. All right. So, I don't know if people got an opportunity to see this, but there is a clip of Brittany Griner that was brought out today. She did an interview, and one of the questions they asked her was, would you play international basketball again? To which she replied, hell no, I would never do that. Unless, she said, the one exception, she said, is if It was for the United States of America in, international play for the Olympics. But the thing people took note of wasn't what Brittany was saying. It was kind of the low register tone in which she said it. So I don't know if y'all know what Brittany Griner sounds like, but let it play. Hold on. We doing new things at the effing podcast. We trying to get clips going. So we gonna risk it and see if we get copyright strikes. But basically Brittany sound like a nigga. Hold on. There we go.
Before and couldn't even stay up very long, in just a regular plank when I first came back. Because as an athlete, you always want to be where you left off. And, it was so simple before and couldn't even stay up very long, in just a regular plank when I first came back. Because as an athlete, you always want to be where you left off. And,
So that's not Tiger Woods you saw. That's Brittany Griner. That's not Jaleel Okafor you saw. That was Brittany Griner. That wasn't a nigga you saw. That is somebody with a vagina. I don't know if Brittany Griner is like Steph Curry because she doesn't miss a shot, a testosterone shot. That voice was deep as a motherfucker. That voice is deeper than mine, and I do voiceovers. That's a deep ass Brittany Griner voice. That voice scares me.
What's crazy?
What?
It actually caught me when I first heard it. It caught me off guard. I was like, "Yo, who is that?" It was like, that's Brittany Griner. I was like, "What?"
Nah.
I was like, say, who?
Yeah, that was Brittany Griner.
Wow.
Believe it or not, that person's genitals bleed once a month. We don't like to think of it that way, but yes, that is a woman. That wasn't Tiger Woods. Her voice was deeper than Tiger Woods.
It was.
Her voice is deeper than like 90% of the niggas I know.
Her voice is probably about as deep as mine.
That is too deep of a voice. What did they do to Brittany in that Russian prison? That's what I want to know. I want to know.
Fuck you, Russia. Why'd you do that to Brittany?
I don't know, boy. She's captain. They gave her a super soldier serum. Something happened in that Russian jail. They medical experimented on her. They did something to her. She could throw a shield like a motherfucker and chop a tree down, just like Captain America.
But you want to know something?
Yeah.
That shit work, man.
Yeah.
Hey, we're stepping up. So y'all know we're going to be stepping up, man.
Holy crap. Yeah, so that's a woman. That was Brittany Griner. What she said, it does not hold weight to how she said it in that deep ass Negro voice. That's too much.
She's been through a lot.
Yeah. Could you imagine? Brittany Griner must have had dick one time in her life for her to know she didn't like it. Somebody got behind her. Yeah, tear this ass up, Nick. You gotta be a little fruity to keep a heart on after hearing that. The average heterosexual man would go limp after that. Yeah.
It's a big world out here.
Yeah. That is too much. Make sure you pull out. I ain't on birth control.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's Brittany, yo. Anyway, besides that,
Russia.
yeah, Russia, you done turned out somebody who was already turned out. You turned out somebody even further than they were already turned out. You done experimented on her, gave her all types of super serums and shit. Watch. This next NBA, she gonna come out being built like Dwight Howard.
You think she gonna play again?
Yeah. Oh, she gonna play in the WNBA game. Yeah. She just said, she announced she's going to play basketball. She's just not going to do it internationally anymore. I don't blame her unless she said it's going to be for the Olympics. But, yeah, so look forward to more press conferences, hearing Brittany Griner's sweet baritone. Very white ass. Besides that, the NFL draft is tonight. The NFL draft is tonight. I ain't going to spend a great deal of time on it because I literally have no fucking idea who's getting drafted.
I think Bryce Young went first.
Okay, Bryce Young went first. All I know is Bryce Young and CJ, Stroud?
CJ Stroud.
That's it, because that's all Branson told me. I do not know who's getting drafted. I do not know who my Commanders is getting. I don't know nothing about nothing right now in regards to the NBA draft. Yeah, so the NFL. See, I don't even know which league is drafting tonight. I'm stuck
Young
on the
went
playoffs.
first. CJ Stroud went second. The other quarterback, Anthony Richardson, he went fourth to Indianapolis.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, let me see who we picked up real quick since I'm up here.
Yeah, go for it. I'm pulling up stats right now because, I'm trying to see.
Philly took Jalen Carter.
Oh, no.
Georgia, yeah.
Jalen Carter from Georgia. Man, if I knew who that was, I'd say it's a great pick.
This guy.
Yeah. Well, anyway, the draft is going on tonight. The NFL draft is going on tonight and I believe tomorrow, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and it's also going on, is it 3 days or is it just a 2-day thing?
It's a few days, yo. You know, it's like 7 rounds or something.
Oh, okay. I am completely clueless about the NFL draft. And it's sad, too, because you see the way I'm in depth on basketball. You think that knowledge carries to another sport, and it doesn't.
Not necessarily.
I have saltiness against football because everybody tried to push me into that shit in high school. So I guess I don't get into football as much as I should have. Trauma. What, you be in JV and the big ass varsity motherfucker, you coming out to tryouts, right? Like, I guess. Yeah.
It didn't take me long to stop playing football, yo.
No.
Once I hit high school, I already knew.
No, I played freshman JV, and the only reason I didn't continue football is because I had a part-time job that I kept throughout my 4 years in high school. And I was just thinking.
You were working as a freshman?
Yeah. Oh, nigga, I was working as a middle school. Here's what happened. And this
child labor laws were you evading?
side note, side story. When I was 14 going from 8th grade into 9th grade, my dad said, you ain't sitting around the house this summer doing nothing. So you going to summer school with your sister because my sister failed Algebra 2.
Damn, you just going to throw her out there too?
I failed Algebra 2. It's a family DNA thing. So anyway, I went to summer school for 1 semester, and I hated it. So then my dad said, I'm going to give you another option. You either go to 2nd semester with your sister or you get a part-time job. And the only reason I went and got a part-time job was because I didn't have to work until the afternoon and I could sleep in. And summer school was 9 o'clock. So that was my only factoring at 14 years old into getting this job. So I went across the street from my neighborhood. There's a retirement community I live across the street from in Maryland. And I got a job in the retirement home's kitchen, washing dishes, mopping, doing all that shit. All I know is this. I was 14 years old. Minimum wage was $4.15 at the time.
Damn.
They were paying me $5.75 an hour.
Oh, you up.
So
I mean, either way, you were up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I just want people to know why I stayed there all 4 years. They were paying me well over the minimum wage home. So I just stayed there all 4 years. And every time I get pissed, I try to look for another job. And they're like, oh, $4.25 an hour. I'm like, fuck that. I make $1 more at where I'm at. And I'd always end up going back.
Bullshit. I was making that $4.25 an hour.
Exactly. Thank you. And that's why I don't feel
but
bad.
I did get bumped up to $4.90 though, nigga.
Yeah, nigga. When I left that job, I was making 6 and some change an hour, and I was always making $1 above minimum wage. That's why I stayed.
I'm not gonna say how much I left.
Anyway,
I was making some money before I left out of there.
So anyway, long story short. All 4 years in high school, I had pocket change. I would always go to the mall. I mean, it's not big money, but it's like when you get $150 in your pocket and you ain't got no bills to pay.
Teenager with no bills?
Shit, nigga, I had every CD. Every CD I ever wanted, I went and got every Genesis game, PlayStation. Wait, Genesis. No, I had an N64. Yeah, any video game I wanted. If I saw some little knick-knack or some dumb shit, I just went and bought it. You know, so I had a little pocket change throughout all 4 years of high school, but I sacrificed a potential NFL career to do it. I wouldn't have made it to the NFL. I didn't like football like that in high school, nigga. I didn't really get into football crazy until college. That's when.
See, the thing with me was I wasn't fast.
Yeah.
And I wasn't big. I was just chubby.
Yeah.
And there were dudes at my school, nigga. When I say they were like, they were just extra large. Like, I don't know what their parents were feeding, but like some of these dudes were already like 6'6", 6'8" already.
See, this is why I regret not growing up in the South with y'all. Because when I was in school in Maryland, I was 6'2". I'm the same weight in high school that I am now. I'm 300 pounds.
See, that's exactly, bro.
I was 6'2", 300. But nigga, get this. I was the fat kid in high school. Do you know if I was 6'2", 300 pounds in high school, right? I'd just be the kid because everybody's fat.
They would have just thought you was on the line.
That's what I'm saying. But I was the fat kid in high school. So that's why I was kind of forced into football. And that's why I kind of didn't like it then, because everybody was pushing me in. I was always a basketball fan, but you too fat to play basketball. Fuck you, nigga. Yeah, so.
These fat kids, like, shit, Khalid El-Amin.
Well, I mean, I didn't know that then, nigga. You know, adding the fact that my dad did give me a basketball hoop, but he fucked it up by putting the hoop too far down in the cement. So I was learning to shoot on a 9'4" rim. I measured it one time, and then I got mad at him. Like, how you going to put that shit so far deep, Dad? I don't know how to shoot on a 10-foot rim. But those are the stories of the dub.
That's terrible.
Yeah. On another note, Deion Sanders lost 20 players at Colorado University to the transfer portal.
Prime only using the prime cut.
Yeah.
Prime meat, man.
Boy, he thought after leaving Jackson State and got that big paycheck, he's like, everybody's going to buy into, nah, nigga, you ain't around niggas no more. They ain't buying into that shit.
I mean, this is my world.
Yeah, you get around them white boys and tell them what to do. My dad said I don't have to listen to you.
Cool. Transfer.
Yeah.
Portal.
I don't want to listen to a coach with 9 toes. Fuck
Portal. Yeah. I mean, it is fucked up to an extent, but I mean, it's real though. Like it's a job.
They seem unhappy. Did they say exactly why they were leaving the Colorado?
Well, okay, so some of them, you know, they're coming off an injury, so you know it's kind of tough.
Yeah,
I can see that, but you know, the other ones is like, got to get with the program. Nigga, y'all were fucking 1 for 11 last season.
Damn.
The fuck? What 1 for 11? Who the hell wants to be around that?
But what did he coach last season, or was he at? No, he was at Jackson State, right? He hasn't even coached yet.
Colorado was 1 and 11 last season. You don't need any of that there anymore. What the hell?
That is true.
One game. You could only muster up 1 win.
So everybody left. Did he kick them out, or did they leave on their own free will?
They weren't cut out as far as the talent that he's looking for.
Oh.
Some of the scholarships, you know, they left too. Like, okay, well, if we're not going to be playing, we out of here. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's like you got to understand it. This is business now. Like, you got all this money going in and out too.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, get out of here. I hope Prime do what he do, man. I hope his shit is up. Man. I hope Colorado turns it around, and I hope he gets to where he's trying to go.
Mm-hmm. Well, Deion said he wanted to turn Colorado into more of an HBCU, and niggas is leaving and doing other shit just like they did at HBCU, so he's getting that experience. He was complaining about trying to make the band more like HBCU, and
I don't know if he had any pull on that band. Though.
Nah. Bruh, them band, first of all, the band got to have soul before they can even pick up an instrument and be good at it. And if you want a band like the HBCU, they got to have soul. They got to grow up listening to James Brown and funk records and shit like that.
You know what? I was telling my son, like, you know, he's a sports head, but you know, I'm like, you can get scholarships, you know, through band and all types of stuff.
Yeah,
like, cause he plays tenor horn now.
Awesome.
Yeah, like he, you know what I mean? So
he play. Does he like it?
yeah.
Oh, cool.
He practices now. He practices on his own. And
Okay.
Yo, that's,
Okay. Yeah. If you ain't got to force him or tell him, because that's how it was.
Hey,
Nah, man, you should get them a keyboard and see if they like the synthesizers and shit, because it's the easiest instrument. Well, not the easiest to play, but it does the least amount of damage to your hands. I can tell you that, because the guitar will fuck your fingers
I can only
up.
imagine.
Boy, yo, the first time I played guitar and got done, my fingers had blisters all over them. It looked like a nasty chick I just fingered.
You didn't have a joint?
No, I don't use picks when I play guitar.
That's why your fingers look like that.
I know, but I just don't like picks. Trust me, it's a feel with the guitar. It's about a feeling. But we'll get into instrument talk at another time. All right, moving along. In the news, Pras, ex-Fuji rapper Pras Michael. I don't know how to.
I think it's Michelle.
Michelle. He was found guilty in a scheme to help China influence the U.S. government and basically being a government informant.
He was an informant.
Okay, so he was convicted Wednesday on 10 criminal counts related to an international conspiracy reaching the highest level of the United States government. He faces up to 20 years in prison. He was found guilty of conspiracy to defraud the United States, witness tampering, and acting as an unregistered agent of a foreign government. Like I said, he's facing 20 years in prison. No sentencing date has been set right now.
Smoking BDs underneath palm
The trees. Oh, God. So anyway, they also said he was a front man for a Malaysian businessman that ultimately paid. Well, it looks like the businessman paid Pras $20 million in 2012 to get a picture of himself with Obama, and he also Pras spent $800,000 on Obama's campaign through a number of straw donors. So basically, Pras has been grimy behind the scenes for a very long goddamn time. And I got to say, the whole refugee camp has just been on some fuck shit. Yo, John Forte was busted as a drug mule.
Oh, yeah.
Wyclef was stealing money from Haiti, allegedly. Lauren ain't rapped over any beats since the late 90s. Don't show up to a show on time.
And ever.
Yeah, so the whole now Pras is a government informant, a snitch.
And I still love the miseducation of Lauren.
Yeah.
Damn. Does that make me a sucker?
No, it does not. It just makes you patient.
I love that album.
Yeah. Now, on another note, I don't know how this led into me dissing the Fugees, but the Fugees are the most overrated rap group of all time, in my opinion. They are a crew of rappers who released 2 albums as a group. One was Blunted on Reality, which was absolute shit. The second was The Score, which was a pretty dope album.
All right, though.
2 albums. No other group album since. And they're considered a legendary group. That's why I don't like
them. They're legendary.
Everybody, because of Lauryn Hill. Everybody puts the Fugees in their top 10 groups. They're always mentioned.
It's a group, though.
They are a group. The Fugees are always mentioned. And to me, they're the most overrated group of all time just because they coast off of one album.
A top 10 group, though, so I can't really say.
They coast off of one album, and they released 2 albums. So that's a 50% average in good albums. And then they had one good solo album from Lauryn Hill. I'll give The Carnival. I like The Carnival, so I'll give Wyclef one good album. And that's it. Now imagine
you
if...
like John Forte's album?
John Forte's album was aight, but it wasn't in the league of The Carnival or Miseducation, was it?
No, it wasn't.
And we ain't even going to talk about the other niggas like Melchizedek and I don't even know. Throw the whole refugee camp away. Them niggas is plotting. Like I said, they scheming. They scheming federally. One nigga stealing money under the guise, another nigga's defrauding the United States. Yo, if you around any of the Fuji members, hide your fucking credit cards.
And your identification.
Your identifications, anything. I do not trust the Fugees because they will always be on some crazy shit. And like I said, they're overrated. And just in my opinion, because the output of good music they've done. And keep in mind,
I didn't know they were considered. I still don't.
Bruh, I've heard people mention the Fugees as a top 10 rap group. And I've seen every time you see a list of top 10 rap groups, you know, you'll see Run DMC, of course. You'll see Outkast, Tribe, De La maybe. And then they'll throw Fugees in there. They will throw the Fugees in there. They always slide the Fugees into some historical context, and they just drop one good album. And they never dropped another album after that. 2 albums.
That's tough.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't hate them or anything like that.
I still don't have them in my top. I don't think they would be.
Not in your top 10, but I mean, okay, do an experiment and ask people like their top 10 groups, not solo acts, and see how many times the Fugees pop up. Watch. See how many times motherfuckers say the Fugees. You're going to be shocked because I don't think they're all that, but I'm not hating. I just think the reason I'm disappointed in them is the amount of music they've put out. You know, just because it's
lackluster music.
Yeah, because they've been out since the mid-'90s. That Blended on Reality, I think, was 96 or 95. The score came out in, what, 98?
La, la, la.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's my reasoning with the Fugees, and I think I've spent way too much time on that. But on a side note, we think Pras is going to snitch.
Ain't no thinking about it.
Yeah, Pras going to tell, man.
About it.
They're going to have that nigga on the first 40. He's going to be sitting at a table with a fucking Big Mac and a can of Coke.
And a BD.
Smoking BDs while I burn my calories. So, yeah. Also, it looks like he was in working with Trump campaign and Obama campaign. So that's how deep Pras was. He was deep in the United
all types of shit around everywhere.
So yeah,
infiltrate the government.
Yeah, but another nigga, we gonna have to move along. D Wade, another nigga in the news. D Wade is saying he is leaving Florida because his family would not be accepted in there. And if you got to be D Wade's former son/daughter, you got to feel some sort of way because that's who he's referring to when he says, my family would not be accepted in Florida. So where is D Wade going to be moving to? I don't know. He said
Georgia.
He's going to Georgia. Oh, yeah.
Los Angeles.
I don't know, but it's like
New York.
Yeah. It must suck having to leave Florida when you're in that realm. Because I know Florida, I give Florida a lot of shit because it's Florida. But Florida hits different when you're a multi-millionaire athlete superstar in Miami, of all places.
Why would you believe in? How the hell would your family not be accepted in Florida, though?
Well, because of Ron DeSantis's policies and, D Wade's solder.
So he's going to have to go to somewhere like L.A.
Yeah.
California.
Well, I mean, he was fine in Florida. He was fine in Florida with all the racist policies against niggas. And,
that's what I'm like.
Yeah, Hey, you can discriminate against niggas, but, transgender people, that's where we draw the line.
Niggas.
That's where we draw the line. I'm going to pull Gabby's strap out my ass and we're going to pack up shop and move to another state as soon as she let it go. Thanks. Okay, we're going to start moving. So Wade's 15-year-old solder, Zaya, who came out as transgender in 2020, that's what this is all about. And it's kind of sad for D Wade because he said the tax situation is great and he has the whole Wade County, but my family would not be accepted or feel comfortable there. That's the part that kind of bothers me. He said my family would not be accepted or feel comfortable. He didn't say me. Like, yeah, I'd be all right here, man. Look at all this gay niggas around here. That's D Wade. There's a lot of down low niggas in Miami. they won't tell Gabby on me. So that's where it stems from.
I don't know shit.
Well, anyway, so D Wade is on the move now. He didn't say where he was going to go to, but
I guess he has to keep that a secret.
Gabby
will tell it.
But also remember, D Wade is a part owner in the Utah Jazz, so he could possibly move to Utah, and then the whole black population in Utah would jump up like 3%.
You know what I mean?
So yeah, he could move to Utah. We don't know where he'll move to, but yeah, he'll probably move to Atlanta. It's the most obvious choice. It's the closest you can get to Florida without being in Florida. Hey.
Georgia. That's what I said. Georgia, New York.
Yeah.
California.
Yeah. Okay, so enough of D Wade. We're going to keep it moving. We are going to talk about another topic switch. We're going to be discussing Tyrese, who's been in the news this week. Basically what happened, Tyrese was ordered this week to pay $636,000 this week, with $237,000 of it going to his ex-wife, Samantha Lee Gibson, for back child support, and $399,000 of that going to her attorneys. So her attorneys made $400,000, and she made $237,000. So them lawyers got a majority of the money. So they're the ones that broke Tyrese's pockets, and they're the ones who got the big payday. So now Tyrese says he's going back to court to contest the ruling, and he believes this is actually happening in Georgia. So I don't know what the Georgia state laws are regarding child support, but Tyrese refused to pay $10,000 a month that was originally ordered by the judge last August, and was held in contempt Tuesday in court because of that. So he also ripped the judge on social media, saying the judge is racist, and it wouldn't surprise me if it was.
That wouldn't be nothing surprising.
Yeah, so Tyrese was ordered to pay basically near almost $650,000 to his ex-wife.
On what part of Georgia he
and
was
his
in.
lawyers. Yeah, and it's crazy because this is his second marriage. And the thing with Tyrese is Tyrese seems like a narcissist, because one minute he's on a live crying, wilding out, and it makes you feel sorry for him, and then he's back on the live and he keeps doing shit, and after a while you don't feel sorry for him. Yeah.
For attention.
So Tyrese is one of those people, one minute you do kind of feel bad for him because what he experiences is the plight other black men feel, but then because it's Tyrese, he's going to take it too far, and it's going to make you regret supporting the nigga in the first place. But the issue with Tyrese I've always had is this nigga's in his 40s figuring shit out now that he should have figured out in his 20s and 30s that the average man figures out. And the problem is this nigga needs that princess in his life, and that's why he keeps getting burnt. Because Tyrese don't have a mirror, apparently, and doesn't know what he looks like. And, bruh, you're going to have to step it down on some of these women because, I can tell they evil. They light-skinned. They them evil red bones. They them evil red bones. You see him. If you see Tyrese's wives, both of them, you go, okay, these kind of resemble some evil chicks.
I don't know why light-skinned women are like that either.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it has something to do with the lack of melanin. It makes them a little more savage, closer to the Caucasians they might have derived.
I don't know what it is. I just don't know why, bro.
I don't know either, but yeah, I've dated some light-skinned women who were just downright cruel, but I'm not a colorist because I think there are some evil dark-skinned women out there too. I think there's dark people. I mean, I think there's evil people of all complexions personally.
Oh,
so,
definitely.
but there's a higher ratio of light skin. Yeah, you evil light. But anyway, I think the problem with Tyrese is he's dealing with women in Los Angeles. Los Angeles isn't really a town I feel that's good for marriage, personally.
Yeah, especially because, they're all there for, they're trying to come up. Like,
Yeah.
LA just seems like that's just a place you go to try and come up.
Yeah. So, I think Tyrese just kind of needs to figure out, like I said, he just needs to get a girl from the South. Somebody, who doesn't have dreams of being in the entertainment field or the limelight, and just get you a regular, somebody who loves you and supports you.
But that's not, I don't think that's what he wants.
Yeah, he probably doesn't want that. He's going to get a third wife, and she's going to be even lighter than the other lighter-skinned women.
She's going to clean him out.
Oh, she's going to break him. Yeah, he's going to be doing Fast and the Furious 25, just trying to make a paycheck.
You're going to be making more babies.
And be like, baby boy. Yeah. Baby. Oh, speaking of which, and I didn't put this on the list, but I kind of put this on the list, so we're going to cover it just because I brought up the word baby boy. John Singleton, who passed away last year, he has 7 kids, which I did not know he had that many kids. Anyway.
Nation building.
Yeah. So this week, John Singleton's estate split up his estate between the 7 kids. Now, I'm going to be real with you. I know John Singleton made a lot of movies, his first one being Boys in the Hood. Basically, his entire empire was only worth $6 million. So $6 million. That's it. $6 million of John Singleton, which is what John Singleton's entire empire was worth, was split between the 7 children evenly. So 7 people broke up $6 million. And I'm trying to find.
That's still a blessing in general.
It's a blessing, but I got to say, $6 million.
Nah, something happened. Because he used to do videos and all that shit. So I already know something happened.
No. Here, I wanted to read what was, because this is $6 million, his combined estate and this assets. This is everything.
That's crazy.
It doesn't make sense. But anyway, I'm going to read what was
filing. He a nigga? Like, was he just out here? Oh, no.
The filing noted his collection, $6 million of assets included valuable, god damn these pop-ups. Anyway, valuable Spider-Man comic books, a Marvin Gaye poster, 7 personal journals that he wrote productions on his films, a painting of Tupac valued at $75,000. There were various scripts he wrote, an original Boys in the Hood poster, and the Lowrider from Tyrese's film Baby Boy, worth an estimated $50,000, and 13 director's binders, which basically means, for those that don't know, binders like the ones you keep in school. I guess for every movie he had a binder, and he would keep like notes and shit he was writing on set in those binders. So each film gets a binder. So the scripts he worked on, the scripts are from John's works on films, Poetic Justice, Shaft, Black Snake Moan, and Hustle and Flow. In addition to that, John had a box of...
That's it.
It's yeah. In addition to that, John had a box of 168 comic books, including DC favorites like Swamp Thing and Black Panther. Another box had 170 comics with everything from Batman, Batgirls, and Dark Knight, and a third box including issues of Captain America and X-Men. In addition, John owned 896 Laserdisc movies. So the late director's estate was worth $6 million, which would be split between the 7 children. The estate was worth a total of $6.8 million. These assets include a Los Angeles home. Get this, a 1999 Lexus, a 2003 Mercedes-Benz, and a 2012 sailboat, all worth a total of $2.3 million. John had
most of the boat.
Yeah. John had a 70% interest in Crunk Pictures LLC and owned New Deal Productions worth $3.2 million. His retirement accounts are worth $1.1 million, and he had $31,000 in various bank accounts. And all that adds up to about $6 million. So, oh shit! Actually, the director died in 2019 at the age of 51 after suffering multiple strokes. So his entire empire was basically everything I read. Comic books, 20-year-old cars, and 31,000.
That just seems
it doesn't
like that seems
the math ain't mathing because John Singleton, like I said, his first movie was Boys in the Hood. That came out in 91.
And that alone.
Yeah. That I couldn't see him getting $6 million off because Boys in the Hood was a low budget movie. I mean, it grossed a lot, but I don't know how it's set up. Does he get revenue on it?
He got, well, you would assume.
Yeah, but besides that, John Singleton has an extensive resume of a lot of movies. It's not just Boys in the Hood. He did a lot of hood. We know the hood genre. We know Poetic Justice. We know Baby Boy. We know Boys in the Hood.
Classics,
yeah. But he did a lot of mainstream movies too that we may or may not be familiar with. Of course, Fast and the Furious, Higher Learning, Rosewood. Rosewood changed my life. Rosewood is actually the reason I'm scared to date white women. I saw that when I was a teenager. It came out in 97, so obviously I was 16 because I saw it in the theaters. So
the story of Emmett Till had me scared to date.
Yeah, Emmett Till and Rosewood scared the shit out of me from swirling. Besides that, he did Shaft, Too Fast, Too Furious, Four Brothers, of course, Snowfall. What else?
I'm saying like this.
Yeah. Well, actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He only did 9 movies. He directed only 9 movies. Of course, some he was a writer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of them he was a writer. 4 of them he was a producer. So he only directed. Dang, I thought he directed more than that.
Either way, I just thought you make a lot more money when you're dealing with movies like that.
He should. But this lets you know, a lot of those places that report net worth, because after I read about this, I actually did the Googles on John, and a lot of net worth websites were saying he was valued at $35 million. So he actually had $6 million. So those celebrity websites that tell you how much actors are worth are not true at all. And I've heard other people say that, like, oh no, man, I don't make as much as a. But yeah, don't believe those celebrity net worth websites. They overinflate the value that people make. So yeah, don't believe the hype. In addition to that, what else were we covering? Yeah, but it doesn't pay to be a director unless you're like Tyler Perry and own your own shit.
Have your own.
Yeah. Topic switch.
Oh Lord.
Club Shay Shay. You watch Club Shay Shay?
I've glanced at it from time to time.
Okay. Club Shay Shay, for those that don't know, is a podcast hosted by Shannon Sharp.
Shannon Sharp.
And this week, Club Shay Shay hosted the one and only Steve Harvey on there. And Steve Harvey was a guest on Shannon Sharp's podcast. A lot of y'all who are watching this, maybe not into sports, so you probably missed it live. I believe the podcast happened on Wednesday, so clips just started hitting this morning. If you haven't seen the Steve Harvey clip by now of him on Shannon Sharp Show, I'm pretty sure you will see it by the end of this weekend. But anyway, this is what happens when two simp-ass niggas get together. There was a controversial moment that we're going to cue up. Let me get this shit right. Where Steve Harvey and basically Shannon Sharp discuss Shannon's tricking habits. So I'm going to go ahead, play this clip. Let me cue it up, and we're going to discuss it. 1 second.
This dude right here was committed.
But see, I want people to say she was getting a divorce already. I didn't break the home up.
I don't
because
give a damn.
Because you know how people take it and run with it.
Yeah.
She was getting a divorce.
And he owed the money.
Right.
What's wrong with that?
Right.
I'm trying to invest in my future.
Right.
See, these dudes kill me. That's what's wrong with this generation today. These young boys today, what do she bring to the table? The hell you mean, man? What do your ass bring to the table? You got a woman that can come to the table that can make another you. What else she need to slide up to the table with? What about your job? What happened to men who were supposed to be responsible? Do you know that it's our job to take care of a woman and some children, to have a family? That's our damn job. One time, well, I was laughing so hard. You said you paid for a divorce.
Yeah.
I said, this dude right here was committed.
But see, I want people to think she was getting a.
And we're back. This is a little technical difficulty while we
bringing new things.
We're bringing new technologies to y'all niggas, and we gotta work it in.
You know, we should start doing like they used to do.
Right.
Put our little Cash App joint on the bottom, like, yo.
Yeah, we gonna
donate $1, man. Donate $1.
Yeah.
Donate to the show, man. We trying to upgrade all.
They
the
can
equipment.
actually donate to the show right now if they go to our Spotify page. We have a section where you can donate money to us. Me, I'm a humble cat. I'm like, once we get a certain amount of listeners, that's when I'll start begging you motherfuckers for cash. But
I beg all you niggas on the record.
yeah, Budha has no dignity. He'll beg you right now. I'm gonna wait till we get a little bigger, and then I'm gonna hit you up for the money.
I'm trying to do things, yo.
Yeah.
We need all the revenue and donations, contributions that we can get.
But is it playing? Can you hear the sound? Just run a test before I get into it. I want to make sure. Okay, so yeah, you can. All right, so basically, y'all heard the Steve Harvey clip. Steve Harvey was on Club Shay Shay. First of all, he and Shannon, he started off the clip praising Shannon because Shannon Sharp was so desperate to get a woman that she was in the process of going through a divorce, and Shannon Sharp stepped in and said, I'll pay for the divorce just to get it going faster so I can have you. And so basically, that's the backstory to that. And Steve Harvey said, I commend you for being such a trick-ass nigga. You would spend money on a woman that's not yours to try and hit that pussy because it's some sip-ass shit like me. Well, he didn't say it like, I'll do Steve Harvey. He's like, I heard you paid for a woman to get a divorce so you could be with her, and I think that's noble. And then Steve Harvey went on, and then Shannon was all tricking. He got like, well, thank you, Skip. I mean, Steve. Well, anyway, Shannon. Well, anyway, as you heard Steve say, women don't need to bring shit to the table. It is a man's job to provide, and it's. I don't agree with that very last part where he said what the man's role is. The issue I had was what he said, women don't need to bring anything to the table. And the reason I don't like what he said is because he himself knows that's not true. He himself filed for divorce against his first wife.
And we're talking about Mr. Steve Harvey.
Yeah, so I thought that was hypocritical. How are you going to file for a divorce from your first wife and then say a woman doesn't need to bring anything to the table? Like, that's a contradiction. Obviously, she did whatever she brought wasn't enough for you to be in a marriage. So, you know, women, when y'all hear this clip, I know in the back of your mind you're going to be like, yes, he's right. But y'all got to understand when you're being pandered to. And Steve Harvey already fucked your love life up, what was it, 10 years ago with that keep the pussy away from niggas for 90 days and
how to be a man.
Yeah, how to be a man and all. You got to not give him the pussy for 90 days.
That's like Bill.
Yeah. No, Bill, you've got to take the pussy within 90 seconds. No. Yeah. But Steve Harvey, he's always gave some bunk ass advice.
And they keep eating it up. Though.
Yeah, like I knew some women that literally told me, like, Steve Harvey, I read his book, and you know, I can't have sex with you now, and we didn't last. So she verbatim listened to this nigga and tried to withhold it from me for 90 days, and
she's single.
Yeah, I just left because I'm like. And she literally told me, Steve Harvey told me. Well, I was like, well, you go fuck Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey told
Find somebody else to fuck. But, yeah, ladies, y'all don't get hype off of Steve's because that's some pandering. Because That's disrespectful pandering.
I'm about to say, and the worst part is,
that's very
this ain't
disrespectful.
the first time.
Yeah, I know. He always gives women bunk ass advice.
It's a repetitive pattern, and the worst thing is like Steve Harvey is funny.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm assuming he's throwing these things out in a joking manner, but
he's dead ass serious.
He's not.
Yeah, so I'm very disappointed in Steve's. Like I said, it's just because none of this advice is true. He doesn't live by this advice. He wouldn't be with his second wife if she brought zero to the table. He's been in interviews saying his second wife helped him because he was in a spot after his divorce where he was financially not in a place. And he said his second wife made herself relevant by helping him out and building him up. So she brought something to the table, and now he's out here telling people they don't need to. That's why I said it's pandering bullshit. Please don't get hype off Steve. Steve loved to keep y'all ladies single with that whack-ass advice.
And take this from me.
Yeah, Buddha's been married.
What you mean, Ben? I am still.
He's still married.
Shit. Dude, don't take their advice, yo. Everybody does things on their own, man. Like, there's no relationship that's going to be the same as somebody else's. Whatever works for them may not work for y'all.
Exactly.
Like, that's why I'm like, I don't understand why people try to listen to a lot of these, especially celebrities, nigga.
Yeah.
Like, if you want, nigga, listen to me. You want to pay somebody? Pay me. I'll be a celebrity. Y'all can listen to me.
Yeah.
Like that, y'all, wow. But that's cool though. That's cool.
Yeah, y'all got to watch who you take advice from because there's a lot of people out here that just don't know what they're talking about.
Steve Harvey is hilarious.
Yeah, and Steve Harvey is a person who benefits from y'all buying his books and tuning in. But the number one thing I always tell women or men when it comes to any dating advice is if somebody is posting a video where they're just talking, if they do not offer a solution, they are full of shit. Like I saw that dude, Ace Metaphor. Isn't that his name? You know that dude that women be sharing videos and be like, see, fellas, here's what you need to do and you need to stop. Like, I hate that dude. Just because.
Oh, another one of these Derrick Jackson.
Yeah. I always tell this to any woman. Yo, if you hear a nigga bitching about niggas and they offer no solution at all, if he doesn't say, here's what you need to do to avoid these type of niggas, they're just pandering. If they don't offer a solution, they're fucking pandering.
And
that's why people
get them buns.
Yeah. That's why people like Kevin Samuels, because he offered a solution. He's literally saying, here's what you got to do to not be this anymore. And it's a solution you're not going to like, but at least he provided a way for you to change. These other people out here, they'll pander to you. They'll tell you, oh, men are this and that, and men are supposed to do that. And then they put the burden on us. But guess what? You still single.
Look, I'll tell you right now, most men ain't shit.
Yeah.
Like,
except me.
Most people tell you, I ain't shit. Like,
Budha ain't shit.
I'm
not. Well, I am. I'm the shit.
But you are shit.
No, Buddha shit. I'm the shit. That's a whole different ballgame.
For y'all to decide, or it doesn't matter what y'all think of me because I'm not married to y'all. Y'all ain't in my relationship. You see what I'm saying? Like that's the most important thing. Y'all keep trying to take all this information and advice from these celebrities with all they failed relationships and failed marriages and blah blah blah, and then think it's gonna work for you because you apply something they said. And look at y'all. In the same situation that you started from. That should be hilarious.
Exactly. So just be wary of Steve Harvey and niggas like Ace Metaphor.
He's a comedian.
Is he?
Steve Harvey is a comedian.
I thought you were talking about Ace.
Ace Metaphor, that nigga sound like a battle rapper. I don't know who that is.
Wait, let me make sure I'm saying the right guy. I hate to.
I'm about to say, that just sounds like
it's this fuck nigga, Ace Metaphor. Just so you'll know what he looks like. You remember, you've never seen this nigga on your timeline?
Thank God, no. But now that you mention him, he'll probably be all over.
Yeah, you'll notice him now. But if you ever watch an Ace Metaphor video, this nigga just bitches and moans. He doesn't offer you any type of solution. He just says, you're innocent. It's these men that ain't shit. And that's a panderer because he's not giving you advice to improve. He's just playing off.
Why are you attracting ain't shit, man?
Yeah. He ain't going to tell you that, though. He ain't gonna tell you that part.
What's your frequency?
Exactly. So, Budha, you have any other topics? Because we have put in a good hour and 35 minutes at the moment.
Hey, man, that's like putting in some good work. I don't have any topics.
I'm very upset because I wanted to talk about relationship and piss off these women. But
we just did.
Oh, yeah.
We just did. See?
No, I'm talking about, no, we were really, I was using that as an opportunity to diss Steve Harvey and Shannon Sharp.
I'm not going to diss Steve Harvey, though. I'm just going to say I don't understand why people take relationship advice from a comedian.
I don't have anything against either of them, but Shannon Sharp really blew my mind with that paying
now,
for
you
a
know
woman's
Shannon,
divorce.
Look, Unc gonna pay.
Yeah.
Like he from that generation.
Yeah.
He gonna pay.
Yeah.
He gonna pay there.
But when you're a 3-time Super Bowl champion, you ain't got to do all that. Especially Shannon Sharp, because he's still in decent shape. He doesn't have to.
That nigga's in impeccable shape.
Yeah.
Especially compared to me, that nigga's in impeccable shape.
Yeah. But it's just weird hearing a nigga pay for a divorce. Like,
what? See,
pay for another woman's divorce so he could be with her.
Bruh.
Just the fact that a woman.
Think about it. The type of money that he plays with, that's nothing.
I know.
So it's like
I'm at the point in life where I'm
not gonna miss it anyway.
Yeah, I'm at the point in life where I can take a woman to Texas Roadhouse. That's how good I'm doing in life. Right? Yeah, and she ain't even got to be wifey. You could just be.
But that's my point. So imagine with the type of money he's playing with.
He can take her to fucking Ruth Chris and not sweat.
So some paperwork, nigga, some money he's gonna try to get. Come on, man. That's nothing. Remember, like we're saying, these are celebrities, nigga. Like they just.
Yeah, bro. It's just the principle, because a woman's leaving a marriage and to be with me. That don't feel right. I'll be like, you need some.
She out the marriage.
Yeah, but I'm just because then she's gonna put the pressure on you to be with you.
How?
Cause she left her husband. That's a lot of pressure when you leave your husband to be with another motherfucker. I'll be like, girl, just give yourself some time to breathe.
Can't imagine getting out of a marriage and trying to get directly with somebody else. Because why would you be trying to get out of your marriage in the first place? Because you see what I'm saying? Like, if you're trying to get out of a marriage, that means the other person done ran their course, right?
Yeah, because as he said, the person was already in the divorce process.
So that means you're going to run to somebody else direct. You know what I mean?
But that's why it don't work right.
Make any sense.
Yeah, you need time, I guess, after a divorce to chill and get your shit together and go back to the gym and get right. I don't know. It's just weird to hear that shit.
Oh, man.
It's weird to hop in from one relation to another like it's jobs on a resume, and it's just.
Bruh, ain't we talking about celebrities?
Yeah.
That's what the celebrities do.
Yeah, you are correct. I'm not denying that.
Like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, D-Wade gonna be out in Cali then if that's the case.
Cali? Yeah, he's gonna be in San Francisco.
They probably gonna be out there swinging.
Oh no, yeah. Oh yeah, they be out there swinging in L.A. at them demon mansion parties. I went to one mansion party my life in Los Angeles, and that's some wild shit. I ain't seen nothing like crazy or anything. No, it's just the experience.
I was invited to a mansion party.
Yeah. They're pretty. It was just an experience. Sometimes I do shit just to have a story for the podcast. I will go on dates with women I do not find attractive at all, and I know are going to be bad, just so I can get a good story for the podcast.
Hey man, we appreciate you too.
Yeah, so I do a lot of shit.
Not going to be going on no dates.
Oh, Budha.
Unless it's with wifey, yo.
Yeah, so
it's all crazy.
Yeah, so I guess we're all out of shit. It was a pretty good Thursday night podcast. We
We came in on a Thursday and did put in some work.
We covered a lot of topics. We shitted on bitches like Carol O'Brien, little bitch. And we're eagerly awaiting the location of her gravesite. We are gonna organize a million pissy nigga march. We just gonna march.
It is a piss party on.
Find her grave and pee on that motherfucker. So y'all have a good rest of your week. Obviously, no show on Saturday.
Oh no, we're not doing the show Saturday.
Oh well, y'all can. I'm gonna be out of town, so I ain't gonna be here. That's why we knocking that shit out. Y'all are free to do a show.
I tried Branson. I tried Kelly. I tried.
What? Y'all can do a show. The equipment will be here. I showed y'all how to set shit up.
I tried, yo.
All right, I'm going to put the pressure on Budha and the rest. If there's not a show on Saturday, it's because they failed y'all.
And I got to go. Matter of fact, shout out to my man Blue, too, yo. Blue in town, trying to bring Blue to the set, man.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good thing. So, yeah, well, I'm not going to be doing the show. I'm not going to be here on Saturday. So, if there is a Saturday show, y'all let me know. I will support and share and tell people, but y'all got to let me know. Don't pop up on, especially in Maryland, around this time? Hell no. Yeah, I'd be knocked out. I drink in Maryland. Yeah.
Look, if everything go according to plan, hopefully, we get on a little earlier.
Okay, cool.
I'm sure I'm going to have to get out the house early on Saturday.
All right. Well, it was a good show. Y'all have a great Friday.
Peace.
Safe weekend. And it's the FM.